Hey everybody out there in Hot Rod Land, it's Phil coming to you once again from Carcraft Classics. Today showing off some new inventory as usual. Got this beautiful 1960 Pontiac Bonneville to show you. And before we get to that, for those of you maybe watching one of my videos for the first time, this is Carcraft Classics. We sell classic cars, classic trucks, wheel and tire packages, neon signs. Be sure to check us out on carcraftclassics.com. Our address is 321 Canton Road. We're in Cumming, Georgia, about 30 miles north of Atlanta. Phone number for the shop is 470-239-4977. My cell number is 770-317-1415. Again, my name is Phil and I'm the owner here. Feel free to give me a call if you have any questions, like to schedule a test drive, want to make an offer, what have you. Our email, carcraftclassics@gmail.com, and be sure to visit us on the web at carcraftclassics.com. I'd appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you would. If you're into classic cars and neon signs and wheel and tire packages, we also have other little novelty items. Like right now we have some 55 Chevrolet themed mailboxes. Always got something on tap for the hot rod enthusiasts, so keep an eye on our website. Again, it's carcraftclassics.com. All right, let's get right down to it. For those of you that watch my videos, you may remember not too long ago we listed a 1960 Pontiac Bonneville convertible for sale. That one sold and headed to a dealer up north. Keep an eye on the internet. I'm sure he'll be selling it at some point down the line, so if those of you who missed out that are interested in that car, again, keep an eye on the internet. But for those of you that like the Bonnevilles and like a bubble top version, we've got this one right here. Beautiful hard top. It's got that real narrow C-pillar in the back, giving the roof with that wraparound front windshield kind of a bubble look to it. That's how they got the nickname Bubble Top. Car is gorgeous. I don't know why America started building cars that all look the same, but man, this thing is styling. In 1960, a lot of companies out there, car manufacturers, went with the big fins, and this one might be the best looking of them all. I like the Impalas, I like the Bel Airs, I like the Fords, but the Pontiac, man, this thing is cool. And if you watched that video on the convertible, you might have heard me babbling about the history in this particular model. You know, GM had a lot of strong luxury models like Cadillac, and Pontiac came out with initially the Bonneville as a trim level for the Star Chief, kind of like the GTO, where they had the GTO trim level for the Pontiac Tempest model, and then sales were so good that they introduced the GTO as its own individual model. Well, the same thing took place with the Bonneville. They introduced it again in the mid-50s, and by 58 it was being produced as its own model. And this is an early model, you know, it's a 1960. And I mean, this thing is just gorgeous. The style factor is through the roof. Talk about big fins and long trunk decks, shorter front ends. This thing is just gorgeous. And at night when you've got the lights on, the four tail lights, the mile-long quarter panels in the back, the fins, and those spear-shaped reverse lights. I mean, this thing is just screaming style. You want to stand out, you want to look good at the car shows, or just going down the road, this thing will do it. And this is a rust-free, turnkey, road-ready 1960 Pontiac Bonneville hardtop. I put a few miles on the car. It runs great, starts great even cold. Paint's in great shape. Body is pinned straight. I don't see any rust. I'll show you even the inner fenders up front are completely rust-free underneath. As you've heard me say in my previous videos, I won't be getting down on the ground to crawl around and show you the undercarriage, but if you visit our website, carcraftclassics.com, there will be pictures of the undercarriage. I'll be sure to put this thing up in the air and get you some pictures, but look at that. pin straight running down the sides. No rust bubbles. No spots where it's wavy from Bondo. This thing is gorgeous. A mile long. Curves everywhere you look. Trim is all there. Lights work. Gauges work. Man. Got the wide white walls with the Pontiac hubcaps. Man, I love this car. I'm a big car guy. I mean, I love the C10s that we sell. I love the old muscle cars, don't get me wrong, but if I want one in my garage, this is the style that I'm after. Anyway, let's look in the trunk real quick. You can see it's got all the factory upholstery, so to speak, in here. I think it's an original paint car. I can't be sure because it does look pretty good. It looks like this trunk might have been sprayed, but there's been some touch up, but I believe it's an original paint car. There's a spare. Again, you got the trunk mat, and here's the two rear wheel skirts. I think the car needs to be left alone with those off, but we'll leave that up to the new owner. But those we do have, they are painted to match, and they're in excellent shape. I'll tell you, the cars back in the early 60s, man, they had some style. Sorry to be redundant, but I'm just blown away by the curves and how good everything looks. Look at those taillights. Stand out. You can see the style from a mile away. Look at that trunk lid. Hey, if you buy the car and your wife gets mad at you and she says, well, go sleep in your car, well, believe me, there's plenty of room. Gaps are good on this car. I mean, it doesn't appear to have been in an accident or anything. Of course, you know, what is it now? 62 years old, this car. Looks a lot better than I do at 53, that's for sure. Look at that gorgeous car. And kind of like an off-white, an ivory color. Super sharp, elegant presentation. And look at that thing. Oh, I love that. I love that styling with the shorter front end and the longer trunk lid. '60 Pontiac Bonneville part top. All right, so let's look in the jewelry box. What do we have here? Just like the convertible that we showed you, this one's got, I want to call it a big block, but I know the Pontiac purists out there are going to tell me that Pontiac didn't have a big block, but this is the larger displacement motor that was available back then. I think the largest, 389 cubic inch V8, power steering, power brakes. This particular car's got some new wires. It's been tuned up, runs excellent. Firewall's nice and organized and clean. You can tell a million hands have not been in this engine compartment. Inner fenders. Here in the engine compartment, no rust. Probably can't see the frame rails down there at this point, but again, we'll get it up in the air for you. Take my word for it for now, there is no rust. She purrs like a kitten. Power steering, power brakes. As you can see over there, you got the brake booster, which was from the factory. Got a nice little insulation underhood mat. Got the original radiator. Core support shows absolutely no indication that this car has been in an accident. Here's an inner fender that you can see a little bit better than the other side. You can see she's rust free. No rot, no pieces missing. I see that the heater hoses have been disconnected, but the heating unit does work. As far as the fan and direction of the airflow. So that shouldn't be too hard to reattach or get working again. One of the cool things about this car is the hood release latch. It's actually part of the grille. It's like that top fin under there. This one here, you just move that to the side to open the hood. Kind of cool. Look at that front profile with the spear running down the hood. Just imagine the big die that stamped out this hood, you know, in the factory back in, you know, '59 when they were creating this car, to make that perfect indent with the trim piece on the hood. That's style, baby. Absolutely love the front end of this car. 1960 Pontiac Bonneville. Wraparound windshield, bubble top. Look at how straight that thing is. Stand back a little bit so you can see the bottom without my shadow. Let's see if we do it this way, maybe better. Rockers are in great shape. Bottoms of the doors show no bubbling, paint flaking off. Glass is in good shape. As I mentioned before, all the trim is there and it's in good shape. She sure is pretty. And again, you know, you want to kind of fall in with the crowd. There's plenty of Impalas out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not looking down my nose at anybody. Impalas are cool, but you want to stand out in the crowd, bring something to the show that nobody's going to have, and turn some car enthusiasts into Pontiac fans. This is what you need right here. So again, it is a 389. It's the bigger motor, power steering, power brakes. Doesn't have air. I'm sure we can figure out how to put air on it if a customer wanted that. That big V8 is connected to an automatic transmission. Back in the day, Pontiac called it the Super Hydromatic automatic transmission. Shifts great, goes down the road great. And again, even in the cold, this car starts and runs excellent. So she's tuned up, ready to go, turnkey. Lights work, gauges work, she's ready to go. Let's take a quick peek at the interior. Door jambs are all clean. Believe it or not, even though this thing is rust-free and in excellent shape, look at those door panels. Love it. It came from the north. This car came from up north. The same guy owned this car that owned the convertible that we just sold. The 1960 Pontiac Bonneville convertible. So these were obviously kept in a climate-controlled, weather-free, so to speak, storage situation, because there's no way up north it would have stayed this clean and rust-free. One of the factory options this car came with, this particular car, is the tricolor red interior, just like the convertible we had. Oh, look at that. Headliner still intact, factory headliner. Sun visors. It's got a new carpet kit in it. Beautiful dash. Some serious style going on there. Look at that tricolor red interior. Beautiful car. That's the way a door is supposed to sound when you close it. Solid. Love these cool Fender mounted rear view mirrors or side view mirrors. Super cool little touch. Again, pin straight, rust free. I wanted to show you underneath here. See in the inner fenders where you would expect some rust from salt on the roads and moisture and things. All in great shape. No rust. See if we can get this gimbal to cooperate. There we go. See under there, again, rust and rot free. Unusual for a 62-year-old classic, but again, this one obviously was kept indoors. Door handles aren't all pitted. Again, all the side trim is there. Car really needs nothing. I mean, okay, you want to put new heat and air in it, you can. Or you can just roll the windows down and cruise it and enjoy it. Seat's in good shape. It's got a few splits there in the material, but overall it's in good shape and appears to be original. And my favorite part of the interior, the dash. This is one of the spots that, you know, kind of like a jewelry box. I mean, all these little gadgets to touch and play with and look at. Let's see. So the lights do work. That's the knob down there on the left. The second one from the left down there is for the wipers, which do work. Look at the shift indicator on this. You see drive is in the middle, reverse is all the way to the right. Kind of the opposite of the way today's cars are. Really kind of cool. Super clear lens over the speedo, the sweep style speedo, and all those gauges work as I mentioned. Let's see, let's fire this sucker up. Check out climate control or temperature control in here. Let's see. Let's put the temperature. You see how it's kind of got that thermometer look to it. You can hear the blower motor working on the heat. Like I said, it is operational. But I did notice in the engine compartment that that the hoses were taken off of the heater core. So I'm not sure what's going on there. It may need a heater core. Not an expensive thing to fix, but just know that going in. Again, the dash is in great shape. The courtesy lights down below. They do work, as you can see. Little footwell lights. This thing is in outstanding condition for an older car. The one knob is missing from the radio. I'll have to leave that for you to try to find. And this is for power antenna in the back. Let's see.
The bias and ultimately, you know, very
stereo obviously works.
That we get from so much of our secular
original stereo
counterparts. And the beauty of what we are able
Super
to do here
deluxe.
on the radio is give you a look at life through the eyes of faith and just report on the news as it is.
What a time capsule, just so cool. Horn does work, shows 5,000 miles. Maybe 105,000, probably not 5,000, but in any event, that's what's showing on the odometer. healthy. Again, she's had a little bit of a tune-up, so it's not running rough or missing or anything like that. So there she is in all her glory. The interior on a beautiful 1960 Pontiac Bonneville. If you can't tell, I'm in love. Anyway, there she is. Again, if you're interested in undercarriage pictures, I'm going to do those here just a few minutes after I shoot this video, and they'll be up on our site, carcraftclassics.com. If you want to check those out, I'm going to do probably somewhere around 60 pictures. Undercarriage, exterior, interior, where there's no shadows, so you can see everything real clear. But I always like to shoot these videos in case I miss something with the pictures. All right, asking price. Asking price on this beautiful 1960 Pontiac Bonneville is going to be $39,500. If you're in the market for a Pontiac Bonneville, you know that's more than a fair price. But give me a call. We're taking reasonable offers. May have a little bit of negotiating room there, but don't want to give it away because God knows there's not too many of these left in this condition. Again, $39,500. Financing. We don't do any in-house financing, but we do, or we have, I should say, partnered with JJ Best. They specialize in financing the classic cars, and they can get you financed really quickly with good terms right over the phone. They'll mail you a check, you sign it, send it to me, and we'll ship this car right to your driveway. Again, professional shipping, financing, light customization. You let me know what you need, and I'll be glad to help. Again, my name is Phil. I'm the owner here. My phone number is 770-317-1415. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you like the classic cars, because we're rolling them out one after another. Once we can find good, clean, rust-free, good quality classics, we pop them up on the internet. So again, keep an eye on our website, carcraftclassics.com. This car, by the way, I almost forgot, does have a clean title. They're called conditional titles here in Georgia for the older classics, but it is a title you can use for your home state to get it titled in your own name. We can help you with all that paperwork, and the car will show with a temporary tag so that you can enjoy it without having to run out right away and paying for your tax tag and title. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. We love showing off these classic cars, and we love all our customers, folks that watch our videos. I really, really appreciate it. Be safe out there, okay? And God bless America.